Hello, Mr. Valenzuela. Okay, we are here. Thank you for your patience. It is time. Yes, it is time. Notice, time. So, this is your 7549. You have owned this since new. It has suffered some pretty catastrophic water damage. Sorry, I'm just reading my notes here. Your Master Chief in the Navy gave you this. Woo! Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited about this. Took it to a watch repair facility, battery change years ago. Battery leaked, corroded the inside of the movement near the coil, some on the circuit board. Do you sell replacement? Okay, I got it. Cool. All right, so your Master Chief gave you this boy. Wow, that's awesome. Well, hang on just one sec. I'm going to drop this down here. Okay, I am seating myself down. Yeah, it definitely got some water. I expected it to be much worse. Your lume is delicate and it's darkened, but it's there. So I'm going to have to clear coat these, but I can save that. No problem. Rest of your dial looks good. Your printing looks fine. Hang on. Forgot. The hands, I don't know. I brought back hands that were that bad. Well, there's only a couple places where there's actual corrosion on the face, and my cleaning process could potentially clean that stuff up. I'm not too worried about that, but I'd like to keep it if I could, because it's got the original SEIKO grain in the lume. But I think the hands should be okay. I have replacement hands like this. Okay, let me stop and flip it over. Okay, got her flipped. I don't want to strip off the dial-in hands right now. I don't want to get distracted while I'm doing that. Oh yeah, when you use that kind of black staining, it's got its original coil. That's good. Well, you're also missing some of your step screws. Oh wow, you still got your strap rest washer. That's good news. Come on, you folks, I can't see anything. Get this frickin' thing out of here. Come here. Come here. No, you got both your step screws. Boy, isn't that nice. And you got this. This is your rest washer. It's a particular piece that SEIKO pretty much only made for this. They're often lost, but yours is here. There's your movement ring spring. Shoot upside down. And your spring is gone, so don't have a spring there. This fell out of the bag, by the way. Oh, what in the hell? Okay, I'm re-recording a section of this because I was out of frame. So I pulled your battery strap and all that stuff. I note that you have both your original step screws, which is really good. And you also have your strap rest washer. Those often get lost. The other side Again, I'm not gonna rip apart the other side until I can really look at it and see it. Yeah, we got some pretty gnarly acid, stuffy goo going on there. This fell out of the bag, and judging by the battery glarg in it, that is it. I also see we have some staining here. Sometimes you see that, but it does not look completely awesome. Well, it's filthy, I'll tell you that for nothing. The CMOS doesn't look like it's... Normally when these get hit with battery acid, they sort of start turning white. They get this weird nasty look to them. That doesn't actually look bad. Huh. I'm going to run it through a chemical bath I have, and I'll clean that and see what we can get. Now here's the thing. I wasn't sure how serious a leak this was. I wasn't sure. So in preparation, I went and I built a complete movement that I could... I'm hoping if your calendar pieces, day and date wheel and stuff like that, if that's all good, I can just build the other side of this movement, because that's really the only difference between them. 7549, 7548, and is here. It has different torque, it has different geometries. But I have that ready, and it's fully upgraded just in case I needed it. And I can swap. The only differences between these is the data plate right here. That's a 7549, that's a 7548. We'll see what I can do, okay? If I don't have to use it, I won't. That might be good. I mean, I can't tell, but I mean, I don't see any blade strikes. I don't see any loose leads. I see some battery acid staining. I think that's what I'm going to have to do in order to figure out where in the heck my corners are. So I'll clean that and I'll test that too. I mean, if I don't have to replace a part, I don't want to. Boy, it's super duper lucky that the dial wasn't worse off than it was. Yeah, you got rust all through there. Train. The train doesn't look bad. Center wheel might be roasted. Let me pause, and I want to get the hands off. The center wheel, the port for the center wheel is pretty worn on yours. That's the center wheel is basically, it's like the axle of a watch. You got the engine on one side and you got the output on the other. But so right when it passes through the main plate, it's just in metal. So it tends to wear over time because these just run forever. So I would need to jewel that. You can see how floppy that is? Should not be that floppy. But I can fix it. So let's go. Okay, drop this in a little bit. So decent amount of corrosion up there. If these are roasted, and I won't know until I get them apart, but if these are rusted together, I have one set left of new old stock 7549 wheels. See the hands? You know, the hands, they could be worse. I actually don't mind the patina, but it needs to be cleaned up. I can repair the hole in the lume, in the tip. The lume is still flat, it hasn't drooped. I'm not sure how the surface is going to come out. This isn't that bad. I have absolutely seen worse. I'll do what I can. My goal is always to save everything that I can. There's no way this watch is ever going to look new, but it will certainly look very nice, and it will be absolutely usable. It will do everything it was designed to do. It will do its duty. Oh, come on. No hiding from me. Where'd you go? Are you over there? Yes. My brain worked. Excellent. Okay, again, yeah, you're missing your movement ring spring. It probably rusted out when this. Yeah, we got us some stuff. So let's. Yeah, if something's really stuck, you never try to turn it when go. If you try to work it, you know, just almost like a impact hammer. Got you. Because if you just go for it and strip it right out. I mean, I have these screws. That's not a big deal. It's just annoying. I'd rather not destroy anything if I can't. These are rusted, pitted. Actually, though, I have replacement ones. We should replace these because I don't know how deep the damage is. There you go. Gotcha. Okay, big reveal. You know, come on, baby. Okay, we got us some goo in there, but I can clean that. There's our dial. February 1978 is the dial date. Hang on. For me here. Yeah, so the key thing now for the dial is to save the text. I'm sorry, not the text, the printing. The printed lume. The black surface, whatever they used for this, it's impervious to pretty much everything except, you know, lots and lots and lots and lots of corrosion. Acetone won't even touch it. But these are very delicate. So, again, I'm going to clear coat with a matte clear coat. Very light. You won't even be able to see it. And I will clear coat these, and I'll clean up the rest of the dial. It should look pretty good. So, unless something goes wildly wrong, it should be fine. Let's see what we got. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I just want to look underneath that. Darn it. Let's look underneath the front and just see what we got. Oh, I see we got a broken stem. I forgot about that. There's a base of your stem right there. Let's Let's see. So the dial is Feb 78. This should be March, either February or March 78. June 78. Oh, what a great serial number, too. Right on. Boy, that's a great serial number. Damn, that's a good serial number. Whew, I love that serial. That's a good one. Jumping cats. Okay. Yeah, because now we're getting into the... we want everything to be good, because these are the pieces that are unique. It's crazy. Some of the pieces for this, like these oversized retaining clips here, they're like only made, this variant is only made for this thing. There are some other ones that you can adapt, but these are, Daddy. And they're unfindable. Hang on just one second. Somebody's home from school. All right, good day. Picture day. Picture day. He just looks adorable. Okay, that's all. That is all surface. That's a little surface pitted. This one too. I'll replace them. I have them. Why not? Okay. Well, you know, nothing to it but to do it. Poor people can't see anything. These are a little rusted. Okay, I might have to get persuasive to those. Okay, I got one. Excellent. Every single one, you know. It's like when you're trying to unbolt your exhaust manifold, an old cast iron exhaust manifold, and you're like, man, I sure hope that I sure hope that the bolt holds. Trying to bang it off out of all the rust. Okay. All right. Make sure I'm in frame. I should be able to wash that off. If it's affected the matte clear coat on the top of this, I can re-clear coat it, or realistically, I could also just replace it. I have these. Why even fiddle? As my dad used to say, why even fiddle? All right, now, Dad, advice, point taken. I'm not going to fiddle. Let's just go for it. Okay, so far I really am not seeing anything like crazy bad. Like nothing that's like functional or super important. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Uh-oh, angry squirrels outside. Come on. Sabrina and our oldest, our oldest had never seen Aliens before. They watched it the other night. It's amazing. It's still such a good movie. I swear it's aged really well. Practical effects and everything. But I'd love to hear from anyone who disagrees, I really would you come out? Gosh, fine, I'll use this trick. Out. Oh, well, thank you. I didn't need you to come along. And that's what happens when we become too enthusiastic. Yes, I see you. Come on. Ah, I got you. Okay. Certainly some goo in there, but it'll get clean. Jump spring. These are never bad. It's weird. They're never bad. Unless somebody has mishandled them and bent them, they're never bad. It's crazy. One of those parts I think I've almost never replaced. Minute wheel bridge thing. That's actually pretty... That's pretty clean. Doesn't even look that warm. That's good. I can see that should be fine. I should be able to save that. No problem. Oh, it came loose. Oh my god, I've had some of these that just were like welded together. I bet you anything that is just surface corrosion shell, that stuff there on the top. Getting better. I'll be able to clean that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Come here. Let me see what you got. I'll have to check to see if there's any pitting on the bottom corners on this one. If they're all, just replace it. I certainly have them. I mean, why even fiddle? Right? Right? Why even fiddle? I'm looking now at your intermediate date driving wheel. Sometimes when you have situations like this where the movements bind up, it's the one situation that can really jack these up, but I have them. It's just something to inspect. Okay, here's my secret illegal use of a hand puller on the cannon pinion. Ooh, and it came right off. Now this... I mean, this is one of these things that, like, if I can save this one, I should. I'm going to do everything I can, unless this thing is like, this thing, it just looks cosmetic. No, I think that looks... The outer teeth look good. I'll clean that up. I'm actually kind of hopeful about that one. I'll probably just go ahead and replace this center wheel anyway. The fourth wheel and pinion is really important. It's one of the other things that separates the 7549 from the 7548. It has a much longer, taller pinion. Not much, but it's significantly, like, you can't use the lower one. The hand clearance is wrong. But I don't see a whole ton of rust at all. Like, I've opened these things up and they're just like, they look like an old tin can out of a lake, you know, and I've been able to bring back some of those. You can do it. There that is. Combination, click and ring. So what I'm going to have to do first is I'm going to have to hand clean everything. Then I'm going to have to do, chemical baths to try and, bring everything back. I think my doing that is probably, if we can save something, let's save it. Why? Yes, I know, no fiddling. But, if I can clean it, bring it back. Some of the stuff I have no choice. But I'm going to pre-clean everything. This doesn't look that bad. I really, really have seen off. There you are. I've seen so much worse. All of this is salvageable. Well, this stem isn't out. What are you? No, you're not. You're just being a jerk. Out, out. Oh, duh. Blurb. You got your stuff ain't aligned. It's not going to come apart. There we are. Gosh, even that's not really rusted. Well, let's flip it back over now. I just want to see if I can get it to tick over. Spencer, it's right in front of you. Of course, keep in mind, the hacking lever is live, which means this thing won't run. The hacking lever's there. So, I'm going to check this. I don't know why I'm bothering to do this. I guess it just gives me a better idea of what I'm up against. That's fine. Look at that. It's bright and shiny. Darn it. Come on now. There we go. So, now hacking lever is off. I can just pull this thing out of here. There's a little bit of wear on our tip right there. I might consider replacing that one just for that alone, because that deals with the hacking. No, you got a free running train. So it looks like the crown snapped off and this thing got flooded. I'm going to look at the case right now because I want to find out what happened and if the crown tube is bent. Nope, crown tube looks perfect. Oh God, and your threading is excellent. Look at that beautiful crown tube threading. And that is what's left of the other side of the stem. Oh gosh, and it's got everything. Even has its stem rest washer. That's awesome. I'm only going to have to replace the female end. Good. That's great news. Pardon me. Literally, it's allergies at this point, in case anybody's wincing. Come on, up and at 'em. Upsy daisy. Oh, stop it. There we go. Jewels aren't really affected by acid as far as I know. I'll clean it up and see. I don't know how this hacking lever made it. I definitely have replacements of these, and I would recommend just flat out replacing that one. And here is that pinion. Fourth wheel and pinion, I mean. Come on, baby. Okay, and we didn't get any water sitting down on the bottom, so that reduction gear there, that's going to be fine, and your centering band around the pinion here looks, because water can get in here and it just rusts. It just rusts. And that's the one part that can't really be replaced. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Shining clean. Good. Shining clean. Wow. Red. That's cool. Normally they're sort of green, or sometimes they're sort of a gray. This, by the way, is your stepper motor. Whenever you get water inside a quartz watch, you gotta pull the stepper motor, and because anything metallic debris will stick to that. There's no way to get it off other than just literally just, you gotta get it off physically. Come on, buddy. Ah, one. Come on. Ah, two. Do our rotico lift. You can get it to latch on. Ah, there we go. That's nice too, because then you don't run as much of a risk of catching it, because it'll bend right there in the middle. Got to be careful about that. Here we go. Center wheel bridge. Big old nice blob acid. Yeah. Gross. Come on. Come on. Sometimes I've seen battery acid. Oh, I got it. Yeah. Oh, I'm invincible. Invincible. I think that actor went on to, what was he in? He was in that, some, like, district attorney show in Chicago. Yeah, that got some moisture hanging out in there, so this center wheel bridge, I'm just going to say, it's too important. Screw it. Just replace it. It should be done. Yeah, it's the same thing here. There's just no point. I have these replacements. They're the same. That should be redone. And your center wheel port here, that's going to need to be, I'm going to jewel that. Okay, so here's my plan. So here's how we're going to attack this. Okay, so here's that. I'm going to try to save everything I can. I have good feeling about your circuit. I got some, certainly have some warm fuzzies about that coil. The wheels, your wheels look good. Stepper motor looks good. You have all the parts. All this corrosion is, it looks to be surface. Your crown, your entire crown assembly, you're only missing one part. That's good. I would replace out of hand. That's too critical to fiddle with. Hacking lever, same. Center wheel bridge, same. Center wheel, same. Though I would say at a minimum we're going to be replacing these. If I can save a part, I will. The hands, I will do everything I can. If worse comes to worse, I do have a used set of hands with pretty decent metal, but I'm really, really, really hoping that I'm not going to need that. I will do everything I can to bring this stuff back. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I'm sitting here thinking and planning. And then the last thing, I just want to look inside the case. Wow, look at that. We got some pretty good pitting in there. What's that all about? Look at that. That doesn't happen just for nothing. Wow, battery acid is amazing stuff. Or I'm sorry, battery, it's not, pardon, sorry about the sniff. It's not It's the electrolyte or whatever the heck it is. It's not acid, it's corrosive. Okay, cool. Your chapter ring moves free. That's good. We didn't have water running underneath the thing. No, case looks pretty good. Yeah, look at that beautiful pip. Nice little ivory. Yeah, I got a good feeling about this. I really do. Okay, well, I'm going to have then, we're going to talk about replacing, again, just to recap, that, this, that at a minimum. Your sweep hand has to be replaced, unless you like it like this, which would be fine if you do. I could straighten this and put it back on if you wanted. I don't know where the rest of it is. I didn't see it. Or is it underneath your crystal? Nope. Sometimes they'll fetch up underneath here, but no, not this time. Okay, so I'm going to have to go through. So we've got these parts I've got to... Okay, so I'm going to have to replace these parts. There's going to be some pretty special hand cleaning in here. We've got the outer stem, the female stem of this is going to have to be replaced because it's broken. Acid can sometimes do funky stuff to these dial rings. I'll clean it up and we'll see. I do have them, so that's a maybe. You are also missing your movement ring spring, so I have the springs. That's going to have to be done, otherwise everything's going to wiggle. And I have a plan B if all this stuff is just for some reason dead. I don't think it's going to be, but as a backup, I do have this. But honestly, I think it's going to be fine. I think the hardest, toughest job for me is going to be cosmetics as always. So saving this dial and cleaning those hands and saving as much of the original lume as possible, ideally all of it, and then patching the hole in the minute hand so it looks correct and stock, and I would match the color. I don't know. I think we got a lot of good things happening here. Oh, the only other question mark is your date wheel. That's the only other thing. Because if the surface clear coat is damaged, there's just no point because I have them. Okay, let's go ahead. So replacement parts and all the extra hand cleaning and a couple additional chemical baths to try to neutralize this guck. And then I'll do a regular clean on the movement and take the entire case apart and we're going to do it. Okay. See you on the flip side. So it's alive. I saved the movement, your original coil, your original circuit, a lot of the original parts. I'd say the movement is mostly original, including all the wheels. Replaced a couple other things, like hacking lever and both parts of the hacking system, some screws, parts of the calendar, nothing major. Your step screws and things like that, but the majority of the movement was fine. This is a couple days of testing, and that is demonstrating that you are gaining, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4 1/100ths of a second per day. So that's extremely accurate, and it's been real steady. I cleaned your dial. Your dial is safe. I have cleaned and sealed and protected all of the markers and the lume. You can't see it. It's invisible, but they are protected now. Still working on the hands, but the movement's done. Good morning. Happy Saturday, Mr. Valenzuela. So I am done. The movement was alive. The two most important parts were alive. The circuit and the coil. This, I'm pretty proud of this. This is all the original lume. I just cleaned up the dial lume and I preserved it. It's got I have basically an invisible clear coat. It's a very thin matte clear coat that went over the lume, so that's going to protect it from more water intrusion. These are your original hands. Those are the original hands. You will remember, oh boy, I took all my tweezers inside. That's no fun. You get a chopstick, a broken one. No, let's do something else. Aha, a pencil, an orange one. So you will remember that there was a hole right here in the original lume. I matched the lume color and glow, and I filled that. So you can see a little bit of the oval there because the original lume drooped down a little bit. But I got off basically the rotten bits and I filled it. So that is actually my special ammonite lume. But that's the original hands. I got pretty much all the corrosion off without damaging the plating. There was obviously a couple areas where it was thin, but these watch hands had all kinds of corrosion on them. Case is very nice, actually. And your case back, you still get a lot of the frosting around the tsunami. Everything works as it should, hacks as it should. I got the accuracy to a few hundredths of a second per day. Your insert still shows original wear. I didn't correct or do anything more than just clean it. I went with a slightly thinner rotating ring gasket here. And the reason I did that is because with the shroud, these are actually a little harder to turn. And if you've got a fully functional rotating ring gasket that's the big fat size, they're very, very hard to turn. So this one it holds it fine, holds it firmly, and it makes it a little easier to turn. Sure. I would just check. There we go. Yep. So anyway, it's nice. I'm very happy with it. I'm hoping you're going to be too. Let me go like this. That works better. I have here, there's a bag. There's your bracelet that came with this. Here are the parts. The bags are just to remind me of the things that I did. There's your original crystal. Your stem spring washer actually was kind of rusted and I had to replace it. I wish I had, well, no, in for a penny, in for a pound. So here are the things. Hey, honey, there isn't a set of tweezers over there, is there? I don't want to have to go back in.
They'd be dirty.
Oh, well, then don't worry about it. Okay, so we have... I need something sharper and pokier. Of course, I could just go in and get a set of tweezers, but that's not the Klein way.
Oh, come on. It's not that far.
I'll be right back. I went and did the thing, and I got a pair of tweezers. Here are the two parts of your broken stem. The inner, that's the female stem. So that got replaced. You can see that goes right there. We had a number of parts that were damaged by all the water that came in. That is your center wheel bridge. There's the center wheel. This is your data corrector with wheel. That one had some acid or corrosion stuff on the inside, and I just couldn't get it to flick back and forth the way it was supposed to. Hacking lever, again, it got some corrosion, and the contact point was also worn. This one was just dirty, and it wasn't working properly. It was hanging up. Oh, that's the date driving wheel, by the way. There is your crown gasket. Here is your old hand. There that is. Doop. Here are the two date dial guards from underneath the calendar. These were, darn it, I'm trying to do this through the camera. 1, 2, those go. There's your minute wheel. This is part of your keyless works here. That's the spring, setting lever spring thing. And you got a bunch of your screws were bad. Oh, here is your hacking lever. That goes along with, whoops. That goes along with that and a bunch of screws. There were a couple things that I needed to replace. Obviously, one was the stem rest washer. I also needed to replace one of your strap step screws because it was just too rusted. It's like the part of the slot started coming off. So this is, your sweep hand was bad. So this is genuine old SEIKO. And I chose this because the lume, it was original and it matches this point. I have new old stock ones, but they just look weird. They're made by SEIKO for current models, and they don't have this super flat, thin material with the matte black. It's like it's blobby and shiny, and this is smaller, and the lume color is different. It just looked weird. So I said no. This staining, this hand was pretty well rusted. The underneath of this was just red rust. I could have pushed this a little more to try to make that whiter, but I didn't want to go any harder on it. And I like that it has some of its history and it matches the lume in your pip and also the wear on your insert. I'm very proud of the metal. If you look at the reflection on the hands, it came out pretty well. It's a nice watch, and I'm looking forward to getting it back to you. Oh, and in fact, in honor of yours, I'm wearing mine. So thank you very much, and that's about it. Thank you.